not a great start in our series against Miami, but you know what? We can go up from here.
I guess there's no way to go down.
Right?
You can't lose. So
you can lose more.
That's not really down.
Lose harder.
A loss is a loss.
Double loss.
And
you lose
so
2 games in one?
They just say, you know what? Fuck it. You're in game 4 now.
You lose games 2 and 3.
Huh. That would be a fun variant version of basketball if the winning team was just whichever one had the more points period at the end of a series.
It would be a fun adjustment to keep blowouts interesting if you lost by 30 or more, then you lost the next game too. It would start getting pretty intense, those giant blowouts. If that was the case, that'd be interesting. And even in the regular season, if there was a game left in the regular season series, then that next game, if you were going to play the Pacers in a month or something, then you lose that next game to them too.
Oh.
It'd be a fun little wrinkle.
Right?
They would definitely keep fans watching the blowouts.
It's just teams that are good but not that good, just beating the absolute shit out of the shitty teams so they can accrue 3 or 4 wins in one go.
Oh, it's every 30 points.
Season. We're gonna score fucking 200 points in this game.
I mean, it'd be tough because you usually only play teams outside of your division 3 times. So really, after 60 points, I think it's irrelevant now. Mm. If you win by 60, you get all the wins in the series. And then after that, I mean, hey, if it's your division opponent and you play them 6 times, then I think you got to win by 180 points to clinch the whole thing.
Fucking high school level basketball with these rules has a mercy rule to prevent this exact situation.
You can win a maximum of 3 games.
No.
Once you get past 50 points, it's just over.
No mercy rule. You can win by as much as you fucking want. These are professionals.
Well,
These are men making millions of dollars.
Maybe not an official rule, but let's say there's an unwritten rule.
Jesus Christ.
And you're up by 8, and it's a 3-0 pitch, and you swing, and now you have to apologize for hitting a home run.
Otherwise the pitcher's going to throw behind.
And try to fucking murder your friend.
Not just a home run, a fucking grand slam. Jesus.
Yeah. That was the most punk shit I've ever seen. He had to apologize after the game for hitting a
But it's a real thing. I know. Aware of it. As someone who played baseball.
I get it, but that whole thing was so sad. I watch a lot of John Boy.
Yeah, John Boy.
He's good. And the whole thing he did about that situation is this is the happiest man alive until someone said hey, yeah, you probably shouldn't have done that. And then he got so sad.
Oh, fuck. We are probably sad, but we're going to try to not be on episode 110 of the Voluntary Viewing podcast. On the podcast today, we have a man who is a walking Silmarillion, Ryan Holtz.
Hey, I was dreading today, and then it ended up being kind of nice. And then the Bucks fucking ruined it all.
Hey.
So happy.
Also on the podcast today, we have a man who has cataloged the entire Funhouse videography, Andrew Clark.
I got my rankings coming out, just you guys watch. On a 1 to 78 scale, ranking all, or not ranking, rating all Funhouse videos.
Now,
why 78?
Why not?
No.
Give me a reason, why not?
Shouldn't it be the number of videos they've made?
Oh no, it's not a ranking, it's a rating. So, maybe, there's a couple of, solid 78s out there, but not many. But hey, you know, like they've got a good amount, you know, above 62.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Andrew, but I believe I've heard you tell me that it's still worthwhile for me to check out the, you know, even the stuff ranked like rated 1 to 5, because, you know, those get into like a so bad they're good territory.
Yeah. I mean,
sure.
There's not a lot of those.
I had the video that made me laugh from them again, and it was a nice return to form, and it was the GTA video where they started talking about Don Bluth.
Yeah, dude, that was really funny.
that was classic Funhouse. Just like,
so I hadn't watched it in a couple of days, and it was Sunday morning. Jade had to go work at her other job, so I sat down, had some coffee and breakfast that morning, and I thought I'm gonna get through my like Funhouse backlog this morning, and I got to the Don Bluth video, and it was so funny. And the one that I watched after that was the Journey to the Savage Planet one that Adam did with James, and it was so low energy. It was like, oh man, it was so bad.
I can usually tell at this point which ones are just not going to be worth it, and I don't even click. So I don't even know that video you're talking about.
No, yeah,
but
not
that one I saw like a Disney thing, and like I was just like, this one's going to be gold. Like, this sounds like there. And Alana was there, which she's just the perfect like, what? I can't tell if you guys are lying right now. Like,
she's the straight man that has to have the world explained to her because it's so ridiculous.
I want to make kids movies, but I want to make them sad.
I had no idea that it was the same dude that made all those movies.
I didn't know it was the same dude that made the Space Ace and Dragon Slayer.
Yeah.
And that's when it clicked for me why James knows so much about Don Bluth.
Because he's such a huge fan of that bullshit.
I then had to go back and watch their Space Ace gameplay, which is fucking amazing.
It is very, very good.
So,
Luke,
but
you need to watch some Funhouse
videos. I'm curious why Jacob knew so much about Don Bluth, though. Origin was not
Jacob's
explained.
just a weird guy.
He's just a guy that knows fucking everything.
Yeah.
He's just a super genius.
I am going through Don Bluth's filmography right now, and holy shit, the guy who did All Dogs Go to Heaven and An American Tail also did The Secret of Nim. What the fuck?
They're sad.
And brutal.
Yeah. It's a really sad, like, serious tale, but, like, we want to make them all cute. Oh, look at that mouse. He's got a big hat.
Be sad.
He's got a big hat and a big coat. Why is it so big?
Because his dad's dead.
It's because his Jewish father gave it to him before he died in a horrific boat accident. Like, their boat sank. Oh, man.
Fievel. What a trooper.
Fucking Fievel.
Fievel, what a trooper is a possible episode title now. Oh.
Ew.
Oh, also, hi, I'm Lucas. We kind of lost a theming thread. I don't want to be sad. I want to be horny, the writer.
I don't know what that's a reference to.
A Chainsaw Man meme.
Did you get that reference, Andrew?
He sent me that reference.
Yeah. What?
The plot thickens.
Lucas sent me a Chainsaw Man meme today that, like, I don't know if you were just, like, buying into it or if, like, it went over your head, but it was like, so it was like, therapist. So I see that you've taken to calling things that are objectively awful insanely good as a way to cope with the state of the world. And it's like, the future devil, the future rules. Because it's such garbage.
The future or Chainsaw Man?
Chainsaw Man.
I would say Chainsaw Man is actively better than just the current state of our reality, but...
Hot take!
Wow. Take
this
that.
Piece of media designed to entertain is better than the shitstorm that is 2020.
Yeah, take that, Dimensions.
God, if there was a piece of media worse than 2020, then...
Oh my God.
I don't even know what to say.
I mean,
fucking
worse than like a heartbreak scale, or just like like even more poorly written.
Yeah, just objectively bad. I guess Birth of a Nation.
Oh.
Mein Kampf. I don't know. Trying to think of examples.
I'm digging into some Steven Seagal movies.
I think that would be very entertaining.
Oh, okay.
I think I would very much enjoy Steven Seagal directed DVD movies. I don't think I would think they're good, but I promise you I would get a lot of enjoyment out of them.
In some way, shape, or form.
Yep.
What is the worst movie
Cannibal
ever
Holocaust.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one.
Or Manos, The Hands of Fate.
I don't know that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's Mystery Science Theater. Their most famous episode was on Manos, The Hands of Fate. I think it was a salesman from the middle of nowhere that just had a bar bet that like anyone can make a movie.
That's right, yeah.
So he made a movie.
Reefer Madness was a film. I thought it was just a weird PSA. Apparently, it's an actual film.
It's probably both.
Yeah. Propaganda.
Reefer Madness. Speaking of propaganda,
take it away, Ryan. In news of the week.
Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War launches November 13th, and Ronald Reagan orders you to commit hate crimes in the trailer.
Yeah!
And I literally can't wait for Ronald Reagan, the operator, in Warzone, sneaking up behind someone, pulling a finishing move, and just like salt baying quarters onto their face or something for the trickle down. The greatest finisher ever.
I can't wait for Ronald Reagan to about to finish someone off and then forget what he's doing and walk away.
Jesus. They just slowly die.
Don't forget his unique emote where he introduces crack to inner cities.
Yeah, what if Ronald Reagan just lights up a crack pipe and blows it in some dude's face before breaking his neck?
Yeah, it gets him addicted to crack. That's his finishing move. You then your character gets teleported to a different dimension where you're just hitting a crack pipe all the time
over and over until you have to quit.
Yeah, you can quit.
Well, I mean, you can't quit smoking, but you can quit the game.
Oh yeah,
it's harder to quit than that.
God damn it. So yeah, that's a thing. They released an in-game Warzone event to drop the trailer, which was kind of an interesting, kind of a Fortnite-esque way to announce.
I ended up watching it live on YouTube because it was in the middle of the workday. It was at 1 p.m. on a Wednesday or something, which is kind of just ridiculous. But yeah, it was fun.
Yep.
It's Call of Duty. I mean, on some level, this is maybe more audacious than any of the political... Well, maybe No Russian is a little more audacious than this, but it's we know the politics of the people behind these games by now. Yeah. It's what it is.
Man, remember when Call of Duty wasn't so political?
Remember when you were killing Nazis instead of teaming up with them?
Do you team up with Nazis in one of the Call of Duties?
Nazi zombies mode.
You're killing Nazis.
Yeah,
those are Nazi zombies.
Yeah, but you're working with a Nazi to do it.
The Nazi who's the villain of the whole story. Backstory.
Okay, I won't go to bat for this one. I thought I was ready to, but I am not ready to. I'm walking it back.
He says, if you want to talk zombie lore, you have entered my domain.
I mean, couldn't you also be oh god, remember when Call of Duty has you team up with the Imperial Japanese?
Also true.
That's also in zombies.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. All of the factions are represented in zombies.
Yep.
But most of the people you kill are Nazis.
Yeah, Takio's just a quiet dude, just a normal guy. Tank Dempsey is a total American propaganda, fucking caricature. Nikolai is a Russian caricature who's always drunk, and then Richtofen is an absolutely insane human being who wants to create more zombies, considers them his beautiful playthings, Like it's not a positive light for Nazis. Let's just say that mode. And then in the end game of Black Ops Nazi lore, Nazi zombie lore, he ends up taking over control of the Nazis and destroys the world. So I wouldn't say he's a nice guy.
And am I recalling correctly that a preteen girl ends up inside of his body so that he can...
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Because she was
Samantha was controlling the zombies.
And they switched places.
Switched bodies. Yep.
Huh.
And that's why it goes... Fetch me their souls. Because it's a little teenage girl. I don't know how old she is.
I'm glad that was on an audio recording.
What, Andrew? You can do voices and I can't? I see how it is.
I also can't do voices.
But you do them.
You got the guy who voices Iago in the pocket we found out a while ago.
Yeah, you got Gilbert Gottfried.
Damn it. No, okay. Iago is probably it.
You can just say Iago. Yeah. Gilbert Gottfried's basically Iago, right?
Like,
And not Iago like the character Iago that everyone knows. No, Iago the parrot from Aladdin.
Not one of Shakespeare's greatest characters. Yeah. Instead, a parrot.
The parrot named after him, who's there for comic relief.
Who did they get? Oh, God, they didn't get him back for the live action Iago. Is Gilbert Gottfried dead?
No, he's not dead.
No, he's absolutely alive. But I don't think they do that. Has anyone reprised their role in the live action?
Well, I mean,
remakes?
Considering the bird is still technically animated, like,
they didn't get the guy who voiced Zazu back.
Oh, actually,
that's fair.
James Earl Jones was, I think, still the voice of Mufasa.
Okay, well that's
live action.
Okay.
That's a little
You're
bit
not
more.
Recasting that, yeah.
Yeah, you can't get rid of James Earl Jones. He is Mufasa.
Hey, I think James Earl Jones and Gilbert Gottfried are equally iconic.
Yeah. Andrew's out there fighting for Matthew Broderick to have reprised his role as Simba, the African lion.
Oh, God, really? God.
No, that was Matthew Broderick. If you rewatch the movie, you will absolutely immediately know that is Matthew Broderick. There is no mistaking the fact that Matthew Broderick is voicing Simba. So,
well,
yeah, I think that's it's more of a that thing. Like James Earl Jones still appropriate in the year 2019 to voice Mufasa, the African lion. Matthew Broderick, not as much. Donald Glover is a little bit of a upgrade as well, culturally speaking. Yeah. And I think that's the same thing with John Oliver versus whoever. I wonder who did voice Zazu in the first Lion King. Let's take your bets. Who do y'all think? It's a British guy.
I'm still John Oliver.
It was Rowan Atkinson.
Really?
Right.
So that makes sense. Also, he put on quite an affectation. Like that, Zazu does not sound like Rowan Atkinson. That's interesting.
Yeah. Huh. Fucking Johnny English.
Yeah. Good for him. I mean, he's really talented. No doubt about that. Rowan Atkinson's got his shit down.
But Ubisoft doesn't.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is so fucking
They
weird.
put out a overtly pro-fascism Tom Clancy mobile game in which either Black Lives Matter protesters or just general Antifa protesters are the bad guys, and you have to play as the military unit that overtly goes around the Geneva Convention to suppress them. And also, apparently, the team that developed this game was headed by the son of Ubisoft's CEO. So, yeah.
Yeah, like all of the imagery is just the black power fist.
Yep.
Yeah, they literally had a black power fist.
Yeah. I mean, like that's the whole logo of the secret society that is, staging these riots to take over power. And it's like, fuck me.
I think but I mean, didn't they already have this exact controversy with like the Division? Like, we already kind of know.
Oh yeah, no.
The Tom Clancy series like stance.
Right.
They're bootlicker centric.
Tom Clancy's actual politics are also, yeah.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah, he don't got no politics.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Dan.
Man, remember back before Tom Clancy was political?
Back when we were sending elite military units to kill the evil, bad Muslims.
And the fucking
before politics.
Eco-terrorists were the bad dudes.
Oh, God, that's right.
Yeah, okay. I actually read some Tom Clancy back in high school.
Oh, me too. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think...
I was a middle school Tom Clancy guy.
Yeah. So I, like, in middle school and even, like, late elementary school, but, like, middle school and high school mostly, I read a lot of the, you know, secret agent fucking...
Did you read any Clive Cussler?
I did not read much Clive Cussler. I read shit that was way
favorite.
Worse. I read like Vince Flynn and like shit like that. Like that's basically just, you know, your, you know, secret, you know, operator, like super hardcore guns. Democrats are the bad guys fighting the terrorists and, you know, that sort of shit. And eventually I grew just too wary of that. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. So I transitioned into Tom Clancy, you know, a higher form of literature. And I read like Clear and Present Danger and a couple other ones. And they were, you know, I thought pretty good, like kind of boring, but like still pretty good. I'd also read some like Robert Ludlum, which, you know, still super boring, but like not awful. But then, like, I read Rainbow Six. And,
I did too.
And, like, the whole thing is that, like, the bad guys are just people that believe in global warming. So they try to, like, kill off the human race with a virus. And the Rainbow Six team has to stop them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did not like Tom Clancy nearly as much as Clive Cussler. I mostly read him when like I ran out of Clive Cussler books to read. But as I remember, Clive Cussler was a little less problematic because it wasn't like military.
Well, yeah,
like
Clive Cussler was basically
it was Dirk Pitt, just a ramshackling dude.
He's like an adventurer dude.
Yeah, he's an Indiana Jones type.
Modern Indiana Jones and boats. Did I mention boats?
Yeah, and there were books where he was like explicitly like taking down modern day Nazis and shit. Like, I think he went for the low hanging fruit for villains. He didn't try to make a statement.
I mean, like, it was basically
revived
just, like,
old villains,
fucking
like
Indiana Jones, Nathan Drake, that type of shit.
I think one of the books he like went after like Genghis Khan, basically. Like they were reviving the Mongolian Empire, and so those were the bad guys. Like,
oh my God.
he would bring back history's bad guys so that he wouldn't like make a divisive villain.
Did you guys hear Pol Pot's still alive? Yeah. You gotta go fucking take him down.
I mean, legitimately, like I think the Confederacy, those were like modern day Confederates was another one. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think Clive Cussler like rather intentionally chose villains that are like history's villains so that no one could draw like a wow, you're on this side type thing.
And maybe he just didn't have the creative potential to make his own villains, and he just had to look through a list of bad dudes that already existed.
Historical bad guys.
Do enough people know who Caligula is that I can go with him? Like, I don't know.
Can I get away with reinstating the caliphate?
I love the sentiment though that Tom Clancy is a low rent Clive Cussler.
I think he was more popular, but I don't know. I definitely fucking thought his books were like super rah kind of lame. Like, whereas you know they were more like, boy, America sure is the best, which like I didn't not subscribe to. I was a fucking middle schooler, but like. It didn't speak to me as much as like, boy, this guy is just a dude. Like, what does he do? He fucking kills Nazis, saves the world, and gets the girl. Like, you're fucking bullshit like 80s and 90s.
It's just pulp.
White male protagonist stories.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically just pulp. It's good shit. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think I only read like one Clive Cussler novel, but
Ooh,
like
which one?
I don't remember. I was
Sahara, Inca Gold.
I think it was Sahara, but
Sahara's probably his biggest
I don't remember
one. They made the
anything
movie.
about it.
Oh, they made a movie starring Matthew McConaughey.
I did see Sahara.
It was garbage.
It was one of the first movies that I saw on TV that even I was like, oh my God, this is so bad.
Is that the one where a Confederate armored boat somehow ends up in Egypt filled with a bunch of gold?
Yeah.
That was the one where the Confederacy was the bad guys. And that was the other thing is like Clive Cussler wasn't a non-biased person because he ran like an underwater, like research company. Like it was called Numa. They literally like searched through underwater wreckage and shit. That was like their company's purpose. So like Dirk Pitt worked for the fictional version of Numa, which was like way more badass than Clive Cussler's Numa.
So it was just Clive Cussler writing stories about his daydreams while working.
Yeah.
Wait, is that...
And like Clive Cussler was always a character in the books. Like he would always give himself like a cameo. So yeah.
Wait.
He was not non-biased. He was definitely trying to make all that seem like underwater mysteries are really cool.
Wait, when
just
in Uncharted,
like, lamer James Cameron, but also cooler James Cameron.
Yeah, but also like actually doing stories about his work.
In Uncharted 4, then, when Nathan Drake is briefly a scuba underwater wreckage guy, is that a Clive Cussler reference? Then is that what they were going for?
I mean,
Clive Cussler, no.
The first thing that you said when you talked about like Numa, I'm like, yeah, that kind of sounds like Uncharted 4.
What's the company called that he's working for in Uncharted 4?
I think it's like Jameson something. Like it's named after a character in the story.
Gotcha. That's fair. Yeah. Now, I remember being like, whoa, Numa must be really cool, and then Googling it, and it's like, yeah, Numa finds submarines that sunk sometimes. And it's like, wait, they're not saving the world? What? 7th grade me was perplexed.
I'd imagine.
I'm Clive Cussler, and this is my bag of Nazi scalps.
Yeah. I'm Clive Cussler, and when neo-Nazis who were descended from German clones that escaped to Argentina after World War II took over Antarctica and had a plan to break off an ice shelf large enough to flood the majority of planet Earth, I single-handedly went in there and fucking killed them all. Here's my story. That is the plot of fucking... Is it Iceberg? I don't even remember. I don't know, man. There was a lot of them.
All right. Speaking of pulp, the plot for the Resident Evil Netflix series seems odd.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Is this not what Resident Evil's all about, baby?
I mean, yeah, the Resident Evil video games very
Are
quickly
you not
devolved
entertained?
into absolute garbage.
Is this not what you came here for?
The daughters of the main villain doing shit, except the main villain hasn't been in any of the games for like 3 games? Yeah. Let's do it. I don't fucking know.
Why not?
What do people even want out of this? Do people even want this? I don't know.
No one wants anything.
Yeah.
No one's begging for anything. Like, it just happens and people are like, yeah, I guess. Why not? I take that back. Ian's begging for Halo and Metroid.
Crossover we can't wait to happen.
I don't think as one series. I think 2 separate series, but who knows? They both wear suits.
Yeah. Presumably the Metroid suit doesn't jerk Samus off like the Halo suit does for Halo Guy, but whatever.
Halo Guy!
Halo Guy!
World famous Halo Guy!
The Halo Slayer!
Zero suit Halo Guy! God damn it.
I'm reading this article that you posted about the Resident Evil Netflix series, and this is, it sounds so dumb.
What's sticking out?
And I just, like, first off, the 2 timelines
yeah.
that they're talking about, and it's like, oh, the first timeline is Like, I assume that it, like, cuts back and forth between these two, but I guess I don't know.
I mean, Dark did so well for Netflix that they required all new series to have, like, some kind of timeline shenanigans.
I mean, like...
I don't think it did that well.
Like, multiple timelines is not, like, a new thing, especially in Netflix, but... Like, it's like, oh, first timeline is, like, coming-of-age story. Jade and Billy Wesker, you know, blah, blah, blah. Adolescence is in full swing. And then, cut to the second timeline. There are fewer than 15 million people left on Earth 10 years in the future. Everyone is infected with the virus. Blah, 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 blah.
They're being so vague. Like, so in the first timeline, it says very explicitly 14-year-old sisters. And then the second timeline, it says well over a decade. But later in the paragraph, it says Jade, now 30.
Yeah.
So it's like exactly 16 years in the future.
Well,
you didn't have to say well over a decade. We know we can do simple math. If you're giving their ages in both timelines, we can work it out. I don't understand.
Subtraction, motherfucker.
Yeah, do you do it? Well over a decade. 16 years? Wait.
So
is that well over a decade?
And the thing about Resident Evil now is that people only associate it with the hot garbage of a plot that developed later on in the games. Mm-hmm. And then the movies that are so objectively awful and dumb that, like, also have nothing to do with the plot of the games. In Resident Evil, the movies have literally nothing to do with the video games. But this is, it's so unnecessary. And again, I know it has nothing to do with what people want, because, like, I'll say nobody wants this, and Ryan's will say, yeah, that's the point. Literally nobody wants anything anymore. This doesn't have to exist. It's just, I don't know, man.
Nothing has to exist. Nothing exists on purpose.
Did we ever talk about the live-action Powerpuff Girls series that's coming out?
I don't think we ever did.
I don't think we talked about it, but it's
been
been weighing on my mind for the better part of a week now.
I had a fucking nightmare the other night about live-action Powerpuff Girls. I woke up in a cold sweat because it was so unsettling.
When I said like I had a nightmare that had a doll in it that one time, it was really actually just
it was Bubbles.
One of the Powerpuff Girls.
It was Bubbles.
Fucking Bubbles. I forgot that. I forgot that name. Now that's in my head.
I don't remember what the other two's names are. Well, I just remember that one of them was named Bubbles. I don't know which one.
The dumbass one.
Blue one. Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup. Blonde. Come on.
Blossom, Bubbles, Buttercup. Okay.
It's fun to know one of them, Lucas. I don't know about knowing all three.
Wow.
Looks like, and their arch enemy, this guy.
Mojo
and,
Jojo.
Guy. Okay, I knew he was a monkey guy. I didn't know his name. Lucas, it's only acceptable to have my amount of knowledge of Powerpuff Girls.
Anything more or less is wrong.
If you know any less, you had no childhood. If you know any more, you're a fucking weirdo. That's how these things work.
What script is the engraving on the One Ring to Rule Them All? Not what language it's in, but what characters.
Oh, I wouldn't know the characters.
Okay.
So, like, no,
the language is in Elvish. It says one ring to rule them all, one ring to find them. See, I knew it.
Okay.
And it ends with and in the darkness bind them.
So
I was trying.
It's in Elvish. It's in Elvish because fucking Morgoth was able to sneak into Master Elvish ringsmith's apprentice and disguise himself, and then had him create these rings of power. You see. And they were all created in Elvish, but then, like, the elves figured out, like, whoa, this is the recipe, so they made a bunch of them. There was really only ever supposed to be one. But then Morgoth, like, kind of rolled with it, and he was like, okay, cool, well, I'll just make one master one using Serembor, that's the Master Elvish smith's name, and using his formula, because he's really good at making rings, even though, like, Morgoth is a god, like, he should probably be better at making rings than a fucking non-god. Anyway, so he makes one ring that's more powerful than all of them, and all the rings are subservient to that one, and they were never meant to go to orcs and humans, but they were somehow, like, accidentally distributed to them because Morgoth was able to fucking get them out of there, because elves were never, tarnished by their rings. They just gave them immortal life, and dwarves only wanted to get really rich, and that's why they dug so deep and had all those riches, and then they were prone to dragon attacks, which... smoke. And then fucking, the humans were the ones that were like, I want power. And then they became his servants forever, and they became the ringways.
My point being that we all have an absurd amount of knowledge about various random things.
You have that much knowledge about the Powerpuff Girls?
Enough.
That would actually be a little weird.
The amount of words that you said, Ryan, I don't know if that amount of text exists about the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah. Like, if you know more about the Powerpuff Girls than me, I'll admit I was, like, exaggerating. That it's not weird. If you knew that much about the Powerpuff Girls, that would be a little weird.
Of course there's not that much text about the Powerpuff Girls. It's passed down through oral tradition.
The Powerpuff Girls is a fucking prehistoric tradition that dates back to 3000 BC.
Back to the time of Morgoth and...
Oh, fuck you. That's not even...
I don't know.
That's not even how I sound.
By the way, the quote is, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness find them.
Yo.
Thanks, Google.
Hey-o.
Also, TLDR on the Powerpuff Girls situation, bad idea, but also them being described as disenfranchised 20-somethings, like, isn't that all...
Oh, wait, they're adults?
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to be older.
Oh,
it's going to be sexy. Come on.
No!
Come on, man.
This belongs on the CW, but not Netflix. Netflix with its high standards.
I think this was not Robot Chicken, but, like, maybe, what was Fox's thing? Like, ADHD, like their animation block. There's literally a bit from that where it's the HBO series Girls, but the Powerpuff Girls.
Wait, Andrew, you realize this is for the CW, right?
Oh, really? I thought I saw for Netflix.
No, this is not for Netflix. This is for the CW.
It's going to be.
So now you know why.
It is going to be as bad as we could possibly imagine. I think I hid from my own brain the fact that it was going to be on the CW. And just tried to pretend it would be Netflix because maybe they'd have some fucking tact.
Dude,
but
the fucking
this is gonna be
their
bad.
dad. What's their dad's name, Lucas?
Professor Utonium.
Oh, the dad. Yes.
Oh man! Oh,
yeah.
He fucking knew it.
So the professor, he's gonna be like a fucking dad.
Yeah.
Like that dude. Yeah. That dude is gonna fuck. Like. He's gonna have fucking cum gutters like all the way up to his belly button. And there's gonna be like shirtless scenes, and there's gonna be like a mom from their fucking college or whatever that's gonna be like gaga over him. Yeah. Oh, you can already write it right now. You don't need a writer's room.
I mean, maybe they're just doing this because they could write it in 5 minutes. But come on, guys. We should be better than this as a society. I know that we aren't, but we should be.
Yeah. All right. No easy way to transition into this next one. Chadwick Boseman died of colon cancer at 43.
Yeah, this one came out of nowhere. It was pretty rough.
And yeah, since it's come out that nobody, other than those extremely close with him, even knew he was sick. He was battling colon cancer while filming his last couple movies, being...
The last 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, he did all of those movies while literally dying of cancer.
And being a public icon and seemingly gearing up to be a leader of men in the process. And, it's a tragedy. Best of luck to his family, those close with him, as they process all of this. Real shame. Also, no good way to transition off of this. So, Andrew, what's going on with the Amazon Halo?
Well, it kind of just looks like a hilarious nightmare. It's just, to me, it's so fucking funny. Basically what it is it's a Fitbit without a screen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a canvas band that you have on your wrist that, is tied to, of course your phone, but then also like a bunch of other Amazon devices. And it's kind of like dubious on how, like, where exactly it's getting this information as you go, but it does form like a 3D body scan.
Oh, like, you send it pictures in your underwear.
Okay, yeah. But like
that's real.
But like it's constantly changing. Like it like somehow like knows based on your consumption and activity like what you then change over time, and it's like here
because
we
you
use
send
this
them more pictures in your underwear.
Yeah. Well, okay.
You know what? Hold
on.
up.
It's like here's what you look like now, and then like
here's a picture that you took of you in your underwear that you sent to me.
Well, no, but then like here's what you'll look like in 6 weeks with this fitness plan, and then also like the microphones that it uses, where it's like we listen to your tone of voice and measure how stressed you are and tell you to stop yelling if you're being mean. And, yeah.
Based on the copious amounts of underwear pics that you've sent me. This is what your body would look like if you were 4% hotter.
Quick shout outs to Emil Protolinsky and the VentureBeat editorial team. ProBeat, Amazon Halo is surveillance capitalism and $100 fitness wearable is a terrific title.
Yeah, no, it was good shit. I was trying to find a good article to kind of explain what this is and why it's so funny to me.
It's literally constantly recording you.
Like, yeah. It's like it's literally everything that they warned us about like 15 years ago. It's so bad. This is what everyone like. I mean, like now we know that it is true, but this is what everyone like was saying 5 years ago about like your phone's listening to you, and we called those people crazy. It's like it's always listening to you. It's like yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
and it's like this is just them telling us.
Speaking of fucking daddies, are you seeing this still frame of the video on Amazon's take on video? Fucking 11% body fat?
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
That's not...
This guy like 50 years old with 11% body fat. What a freak.
Yeah, that's...
Oh my god.
That's pretty good for 50.
He's like a fucking athlete.
Fucking cut. God, oh.
Jesus Christ.
Can we zoom in?
You can see he's got some cut gutters, like a little bit. Peeking out over the band of that underwear.
This dude's fucking svelte.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? You know that guy dresses up in suits and picks up 20-somethings at a bar. Like, what the fuck, man? Amazon just absolutely going after the horny market.
Also, this isn't the picture of, like, what he actually looks like. This is the picture of what it thinks you'll look like in 12 weeks after the diet that they tell you to eat and the activity that they make you do, and it yells at you if you don't because it knows if you don't.
Yeah. The third guy in this picture has a fucking 8-pack. Like he's 16% body fat, but with a straight up 8-pack, like an undeniable. You can count.
No, this man's big.
Yeah, that dude would murder like anyone in like an arm wrestling or like anything to do with physical strength. Like. God damn, Amazon, you are going for the hitters.
The last dude, maybe this is the one you're talking about. The last dude is just this dude's a fucking MMA fighter. This dude's jacked. He's so shredded. And again, last
dude is also 11%.
This is 6 months down the line.
Oh, I see. No, the dude in the second guy, third picture, is absolutely shredded to fuck.
Yeah.
But the guy at the end is, like an actual pro athlete. Like ridiculously shredded. Like, I'm just throwing it out here, like, the women in this picture are pretty decent at, like, body image.
Yeah,
like,
they
look like normal people.
Yeah, the women just look like
normal women. And then the fucking men are all, like...
They're fucking jacked.
Talk about unreal body standards. Jesus Christ. These men are ridiculous.
Is this what women have felt like until, like, the past 3 years or so? Like, that's what we should be looking like as men watching this advertisement?
Well, Lucas, like, to be, like, 100% on this one, that is how you should be looking as a man.
I'm working on it.
And you may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like.
And if you don't, you should feel bad about yourself.
I declared this to be low-carb September, Andrew. I'm trying.
It's not September yet. Better get your carbs in tonight.
I did.
Yeah, I saw you, like, tweet that today.
Night,
You ate an entire pizza tonight?
Last night. Come on.
Oh, okay. Well, what did you do tonight?
Chicken and vegetables.
It's not September. You can have just a whole box of pasta.
Yeah,
but he had chicken and vegetables. Yeah. That's like what you'd be eating tomorrow. Why'd you could have had a blowout?
Get ahead. You know, the way the timing worked. You see, the blowout was yesterday.
So are you gonna quit one day early in September?
I mean,
because it sounds like you hit it a day early.
I mean, like, from a business calendar perspective, it's basically September. This is the first week in September. This is the Monday of the first week in September, basically.
I guess. My man over here going with, like, quarterly reporting numbers.
No, Lucas is, like, already
months.
Checking in on his Amazon Halo.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's like, hold on, guys.
You guys didn't know that I was a beta tester?
Got Amazon Halo. I don't know why you need like a dick pic from 4 different angles. Yeah. But okay, here we go.
It's just Jeff Bezos on the other end.
Yeah.
Send pics.
We need a proper 3D model of your genitalia. That's part of it, you know.
What, you're telling me you can like get a nutritional read on me if I pee on this teddy bear that you sent me in the mail? Okay.
Oh.
God damn it.
You took it too far.
Yeah. Wait, if you send me this box to shit in, you can check me for colon cancer.
Oh.
Okay.
Too soon.
Before I declare it, do we have any memes?
I think that Amazon Halo was the meme.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good meme.
Don't buy Amazon Halo if we haven't made that abundantly clear already. Very bad idea. But in that case, we are going into the breakouts. What was the first episode of Lovecraft Country like?
It was fine. Like it was intriguing, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I was only able to watch it because it was they HBO put the first episode out on YouTube. Obviously not going to put the rest of the series out there. I could not find anywhere to stream it. Not that I would look because that would be illegal.
Isn't it just on HBO Max?
I don't have an HBO subscription.
I'm saying you can stream it there if you... Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But I don't think I was intrigued enough to, like, pay for an HBO subscription to, like, get an account just to watch the rest of it. I've heard kind of, like, mixed things about the other episodes so far. But, like, I mean, it definitely seemed like it was interesting. Like, I'd be like, oh, yeah, this is, like, fun. Not exactly fun because it's about like brutal racism, but like a lot of weird shit going on.
What is the setup of this show? From the ads, I only have the most general idea of what's happening.
So, takes place in I think it's the early 50s. I don't think they ever gave like a year, but it's a black former veteran whose father has gone missing and received a letter saying that he has like a secret like birthright on like in this like remote part of the country, and so he like enlists his uncle, and like this girl he knew from high school tags along. His uncle, his job is to write basically like a guide for black people during that period of time to tell them like where it's safe to go and where you'll get lynched.
Okay.
Like that sort of shit. And like, don't eat here. They'll fucking call the boys on you. Eat here. They're good people. That type of shit. So he's like, oh yeah, like I'll take you out there and I'll write along the way about like, where it's safe. And surprise, a lot of places that they go are not safe. Like a bunch of crazy shit going on there. So like they kind of set it up where it's like, oh yeah, like this, like these people are really into like pulp fiction. So they talk about like fantasy and sci-fi shit all the time. And then like they're getting run out of towns by cops that are trying to lynch them and shit like that. And eventually they get captured by police who are like, just said like, you ever heard of a sundown town? Well, this is one, and the sun is down and we're going to kill you now. And then monsters attack them.
Well,
just like straight up like literal Lovecraft monsters, like weird vampire wolves with 1,000 eyes. That type of shit.
So the Lovecraft monsters are good?
No.
Oh.
They're just monsters.
That just happened to kill racists.
They're the good guys. I mean, like, they killed the racists, but they did try to kill them as well.
Oh, okay.
So
they're indiscriminate.
Yeah. Yeah, the monsters are enlightened centrists.
Yeah. The monsters are going out to protests and taking out people on both sides. They give speeches afterwards. I'm sure there were very bad people on both sides.
Yeah, and then, there's some weird, possibly alien shit going on. I don't know. I haven't watched past the first episode, but a lot happened in the first episode. Also, like, there is a scene where, like, after the monsters attacked, like, the few racist cops that survived are, like, holed up in a shack with, the group of our heroes, and the one uncle who had kind of been left behind but, like, was able to make his way through without being attacked because he was holding a flashlight gets in and he's like, they didn't attack me and all I had was this flashlight. They must hate light. So then they base their entire plan off of just trying to get a car to shine their headlights on the monsters with no fucking idea if that would actually work.
And I'm guessing it didn't?
No, it did.
Oh, okay.
He just said that one thing, and it ended up being right.
Well, if you got 1,000 eyes, Andrew.
Yeah, they're probably pretty sensitive.
Oh, yeah.
Or they're each 1/1000th as sensitive as one of our eyes.
Oh, yeah. Just, they never blink.
Ooh, you know what? You could probably get a good rhythm going where you're never totally blind from one angle.
Yeah. It's like a rolling shutter with I fucking what are those called? Eyelids?
Yeah.
Just like a wave of eyelids, like a bunch of fans doing the wave at a sporting event, but with eyelids on your head.
It sounds so.
Oh god, it sounds disgusting.
Yeah, the eyelashes are like making audible noises. It's great.
And Lovecraft Country sounds great. I think, you know what? I need something new to watch because I finished the series this week also, and...
No, you don't.
Oh.
Don't start something new because there's something coming this Friday.
Oh, fuck yeah! Go for it, man.
The Boys, baby!
Yeah!
The Boys are back in town.
Back in town.
We're not watching it yet, but we will be.
Hell yeah.
It's the first 3 episodes drop on Friday.
So they're not doing the whole season?
No, they're doing little bits. I believe it's in 4 installments of 3 episodes, I want to say.
12 episodes this time around.
I want to say. Don't quote me on that.
I will quote you. You've been quoted.
No!
It's already in the presses. It's being printed now.
I literally, like, at the beginning of every single month, it's my job to put together a document of all the premieres and finales and, like, everything happening on all of TV. And so... it's in my head, but I was also looking at, like, hundreds and hundreds of other things. So, like, that's why I'm saying don't quote me on it, because I do have knowledge, but...
God, those weird...
it might not be perfect.
It works in a similar capacity. Those weird release schedules are just the worst. Why are you doing that to us?
What the fuck are you thinking, Amazon?
Right?
Drop them all for binge-tasticism, or drop them one at a time for some glorious water cooler discussion. Doesn't matter to me. I'm down for either model. I want to watch them. So, and now if you're doing like 3 at a time, there's gonna be some people that watched only 2, some people that just caught the premiere, some people that watched all of them. Like, dumb.
Very.
So, but yeah, don't get into anything too demanding because
that's fair.
We got shit to watch on Friday.
Yeah, we do.
The other thing that I'm doing. Playing some fucking Fall Guys.
Yeah!
Hey. Yo, flipping crowns. No, I fucked it up already. Flipping frowns, getting crowns.
Oh.
Fuck it, chuck it, game time shit.
What the fuck?
Cut out my flub and it'll sound cool.
You know what?
Remove the part where he said it right and just put in the flub.
God, I'm not gonna do my boy like that.
Ew.
Favorite map so far?
I think it's rapidly becoming Slime Climb.
Okay.
I'm getting Slime Climb most of the time, and people around me definitely still do not. Like, I'm usually narrowed down to like about 10 or so people with Slime Climb. I've only died from Slime Climb, I think, twice since we all started playing together, and both times it was with you guys. So Slime Climb is rapidly climbing the ranks for me. Another one is the one that Andrew always dies on, and you die on too, Lucas, sometimes, where the fucking you're standing on one platform and there's walls coming at you that you have to dodge. Yep. And then I always tell you guys, like, get to the front, and you never do, and then you die. You're like, I was at the front. And I was like, you were like 6th in line. Like, you have to literally be like 1st or 2nd.
I'm worried they're gonna push me off the front.
Well, that's what the risk you gotta take, man. What happens? What? You fall off the back if you don't. And that one, lately it feels like only like 6 people are surviving that one, and I am always one of them because I'm at the very front.
That was gonna be my other thing. Is this game still maybe a little too new for this to be happening? But I'm getting the vibe that the general player skill level is not rapidly increasing at a rate like other multiplayer games.
I think it's too friendly for casual gamers.
Yeah. Okay.
People aren't figuring it out at a fast enough pace, and I bet you there's no skill-based matchmaking.
Oh, okay.
And that is such a fucking breath of fresh air after goddamn motherfucking Warzone. Like, I don't even care. I face a lot of really good players like in that end game, absolutely, because like it whittles it down to the best people, and that's how it fucking should be, like in a video game. Like, no offense if you're not as good at the game, but like, you know, you're gonna have to kind of get good a little bit. Mm. And since this one isn't technically direct competition 99% of the time, like, you know, like it's if the people aren't fast enough to make it through the obstacle course, I don't know what to tell you, man. Yeah. That doesn't seem like a thing skill-based matchmaking is necessarily going to help you at. So, I like it. I definitely like it a lot more when we're all playing together. It's a very fun experience.
Have you guys seen any of the season 2 stuff?
Yeah, Medieval.
Yeah, movable platforms.
Sounds kind of fun.
A little more involvement there.
Yeah, it's going to be so fucked, but it sounds like a blast. I'm in for it. They definitely need to fix the servers. 100%.
Yeah, there's some issues there. Not expect
this level of success, but by and large, not that bad.
No.
Like, compared to like GTA Online or even Warzone when it first started, like the servers are, for the most part, holding up.
Free on PlayStation Plus for another, 2 hours after I get this podcast up? Maybe. $20 on Steam. Well worth the investment.
Yeah, fam.
I will try to keep this brief. I watched an anime on Netflix right now called Great Pretender. It is a pretty solid heist anime. I'm going to say all the good stuff I like about this first, and then really start shit-talking this. They're really beautiful looking. All the backgrounds are done in a really cool, abstracted color palette that is just breathtaking a lot of the time. The first chunk of the series takes place largely in Los Angeles, and yeah, just even mundane LA backgrounds are done in a beautiful rainbow of colors, and it very much captures the kind of Hollywood LA land of dreams kind of thing. Outside of that, like a lot of kind of heist series, it's very much actors playing actors. So the performances, really good, a lot of fun, characters are great. The writing, not so much. Like, it's every flaw that's in every, like, heist or a group of criminals running a scam movie, show, whatever, is present here. And that's just exhausting that even after that fucking Rick and Morty episode came out, that we're still doing just, like, fucking bog standard heist drama. Nah.
Yeah.
Should be better.
You son of a bitch.
I'm in.
That happens. That happens a lot.
Are you serious?
They
slap arms in the fucking like black guy, white guy agreement meme.
That's from Predator.
Yeah, I think I kind of knew the movie, but I was like 50-50 between like Predator or Aliens or fucking Rocky. Like I don't know. It's one of those. It was Predator.
The main character, he was out, man. He was getting out of the game, but then they come to him and they're like, "Hey, man, we got a job. Could really use your help on." And like, maybe we've been finessing some stuff, so now you have the skill set that we really need you to have for this job. Come on, what else you got going on? Oh, you're a son of a bitch, but okay, fine.
Were they at least like tongue in cheek about it, like kind of poking fun at themselves, or just not even self-aware?
Not even self-aware.
Wow.
It is.
It's all genuine.
Honestly, in the year 2020, to not be at least a little self-aware about that trope seems a little pathetic. Like even without the like Rick and Morty episode notwithstanding, like everyone, the reason it's funny in Rick and Morty is because everyone knows that trope. Like, I think Key and Peele did a sketch with that where Peele was playing like the guy that lived out in the woods and was retired and like. Yeah. They came to him and like he's like, I'm out of that game.
I mean, fucking then, like, MacGruber did like a 10-minute thing about that one bit, and that was years ago. Anyway, it wasn't even. It was the only funny part about the movie, but come on.
They also do the thing, and this is really frustrating, where they have planned out this scam to a T. They're going to get hundreds of millions of dollars from this guy if everything just execute as they have laid it out to. But then they just don't tell the main character about every part of the heist. And it's for the audience's benefit of, oh, this is what was actually going on the entire time. And you're seeing it through this character's eyes when... What the fuck? If he had reacted at all differently than you planned him to, you'd be fucked right now. But I
don't know. Did you like this? Or have you talked yourself out of it a little bit lately?
It's fine. It's fine. People are out here saying, "Oh, it's an instant classic," and like, no, it's okay. It's interesting, but not.
Sounds like
what does it have to say, Lucas? What are the themes?
Broken people who have found themselves wronged by those they're close with, just kind of doing what they can to get back at society. And yeah, they realize that they're wrong for doing so, but they're just in their own eyes.
That doesn't sound like a positive message.
No, it's not.
Hey, if you lash out at the system,
the best way to go about it is to just be bitter.
I will say I don't want to say cool, but one interesting part of this is that one of the main characters, who is an adult, is a former Iraq war child soldier, and that was interesting. That is just a character with a backstory and a piece of media now. That also made me realize, boy, the people who were children when that kicked off are, now my age, and that's, Well,
it would have been us.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing, right? If we were born halfway around the world, that literally would have been us.
Fucked up. Also, one last pet peeve, and I'm doing this what I always do. When I have, a generally, okay reaction to something, I end up spending way more time focusing on the negatives than the positives.
Because it's so much more fun.
Right? So the main character's name is Makoto Edamura. I think he's, the only one of, 2 or 3 major Japanese characters in this show. All the other ones are from various ethnicities and backgrounds. They all end up giving him the nickname Edamame, and it's a running joke that, just random people don't know he's Japanese. They think he's, Korean or Chinese or Taiwanese or whatever, and it's I know this was made by Japanese people, but that is some racial humor that I'm not totally sure is okay in 2020.
It's current year. I have an exercise for you, Lucas.
Yes.
I need you to break down the themes of Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed.
Okay.
Because you're very good at finding themes when there might not be any there.
Yeah, also, I don't really know if you described a theme as much as you just described the plot.
I mean, found family, like trying to find your own form of justice, even if it's through some unethical means. Exploration of what is right and wrong, and ultimately coming down on those that are actively doing harm to powerless people are the real villains in society.
There you go.
Those are the themes of Scooby-Doo 2. No, Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. What are the major plot points of? Isn't that more like a reckoning with a legacy? Yeah, now that I think about it, yes, that entire movie is these characters like realizing, hey, like are we maybe buying into our own hype too much? Have we built ourselves up to be more than what we really are? Have we let our egos get to an unhealthy place, and then reckoning with that?
I mean, I think the big message of Scooby-Doo 2 is like some cheesy shit like be yourself. But I mean
that's definitely Shaggy and Scooby's arc. But
it's also Velma's arc, because she tries to be someone that she's not. Also, we're giving this movie way more credit than it deserves.
Fucking, you guys are talking about arcs.
Saying a movie has a theme that's all media has a theme. Whether or not it executed well on it, which that movie does not, is another thing. Also,
movie's a classic. Fuck you.
Bad movie night would say otherwise.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
dude.
we had a great time.
That was a 9 out of 10 bad movie night movie.
Better or worse than White Chicks?
So much better.
That's fair.
It's so much more lighthearted. Like White Chicks.
Yeah.
It dives into some shit sometimes and makes it not quite as fun. Like
Terry Crews is a rapist in that movie.
Yeah.
Although he's had some not great takes lately, so. Yeah, that's not fair. I shouldn't conflate him with that.
About race and it's gonna get sticky.
Yeah.
He's had very good takes on gender relations and sexual assaults and sexual misconduct, so that's kind of cool.
Flawed human being like everybody else, it would seem. This has spiraled into the group chat without me even realizing. Which is good. We have a natural flow of conversation. What else do we got? What else do we got to pad this out a little bit?
What's another good movie that we can all do a theme breakdown for? That we've all seen.
Inception.
I mean, that one's kind of easy. we want a hard one that's like there was no cohesive driving force behind this movie, and we need to shittily craft one.
Wild Wild West.
Wiki wow west.
What is the theme of that movie other than handicapped people are bad?
That's the theme. You nailed it.
Yeah, no, that was it. That was the whole thing.
That's the unifying force was ableist fucking propaganda. That was the glue that held it together. It was Kenneth Branagh doing wheelchair fades.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Themes.
It was definitely there's some vigilantism.
Yeah.
When the law lets you down, you've got to somehow find a way to create your own justice.
And
there was
until they're deputized at the very end,
but they do it their own way.
Yeah,
they don't follow orders.
I forget, were they like the first members of the Secret Service or like the CIA?
I don't think the CIA was it.
Huh.
It definitely wasn't the FBI either. They just like sheriffs.
I think it might have been Secret Service then.
Secret Service is a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's been around for a while. Didn't the FBI come from the Secret Service, I want to say?
No, because Well,
I think it might have.
well, because the Secret Service at one point was just like white collar crime in like investigating
money like counterfeit money. That was what they were created for, because counterfeiting used to be a much bigger problem before the advent of anti-counterfeit measures, obviously. So, yeah, that was their original purpose, and still, like, to this day, is absolutely a big part of the Secret Service's duties. I want to say the FBI spawned out of the Secret Service in, like, during Prohibition. It was like, the Secret Service was so fucking hassled with Prohibition that they had to create, like, a federal police unit. And then J. Edgar Hoover said, take down all the civil rights leaders. And also, I'm going to, be a complete hypocrite on everything that I stand for. I'm going to persecute LGBTQ people while being a cross-dresser who likely had some tendencies of that myself.
Anybody see that DiCaprio movie?
Yep.
How was it?
Yeah.
Not fucking good. Not terrible. I mean, I'll give it a little, but definitely not good.
Like, it was no Revenant.
Okay, sure. I don't know.
Wait, which movie?
The Revenant?
No. Like the other one.
Oh,
J. Edgar.
J. Edgar, yeah.
No, I have not seen that one. So I'm looking it up. The FBI did not specifically come from the Secret Service. The intent of the president and the Justice Department was to turn the Secret Service into the FBI, but Congress forbade them from doing so because it says, that sounds a little too much like secret police. And so then they just went around and just got a bunch of randos from other organizations and said...
they say randos, but it says a lot of veterans of the Secret Service. So definitely had some commonality there.
A little bit of nepotism
I think that's
going
where
on.
I got that from. I mean, is it nepotism if, like,
favoritism.
we need federal agents that are good at investigating things. Let's hire these federal agents that are good at investigating things.
Yeah, no,
seems like it makes sense.
That's the ultimate meritocracy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, let's hire all these white dudes that are good at investigating things. Meritocracy wins again.
What are you talking about? Wild Wild West, the first Secret Service agent was a black guy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's how it worked, right? That's all canon. And by canon, I mean United States history.
Yeah, so, like, in the Secret Service Museum, I assume there's something like that. And you're like, and as you can see, in 1884, this giant metal spider was taken down in the desert, and those doing
by
so...
Jim West.
And Will Smith.
Will Smith portrayed him rather famously in the historical biopic Wild Wild West. Of course, a play on the eponymous character Jim West. Jimothy Q. West. The first black Secret Service agent, and also the first Secret Service agent. Accompanied by his partner. Fucking, who is that actor? I forgot. It's not Tommy Lee Jones. I want to say Tommy Lee Jones.
It's definitely not Tommy Lee
Jones. Well, that's Men in Black. Cut me some
Kevin
slack.
Kline?
Yeah, right. Fucking Kevin Kline.
Oh my God.
The fuck? Kevin Kline. That motherfucker. Jesus Christ. What a movie.
This movie
man.
was so bad.
That was
so
another
good.
solid bad movie. Wiki wow West. Jim West, Desperado. You don't want nada. Fucking Will Smith in the 90s.
All right. I think we are entering
the perspective titles.
I think we're entering the wild, not the wild, the wind down.
We're entering the wild down. Where we talk about Wild Wild West for 10 more minutes.
The wild post-roll.
Could replace the wacky one.
The wacky
That's
wacky
already burned
West.
us a few times. Wacky West.
A less grounded version of the film Wild Wild West.
Oh, I see. Instead of a giant mechanical spider, it's a fucking quantum being who exists on the 7th dimension.
It's an elder one.
Oh god. Oh god, we gotta
a progenitor.
We gotta wrap this in. Thank you all so much.
It's a Numenorian. Actually be more of a Maiar.
Thank you all so much for listening to episode 110 of the Voluntary Viewing Podcast. If you like what you heard, like, comment, subscribe. Also check out our Patreon. Follow us on Twitter at V2_podcast. Send us your emails, which we read in mailbag episodes of the podcast that sponsors this one, the Quarantine Cast. And Quarantine Cast episodes come out pretty much every day of the week, unless there is a conflict where we have to record this podcast. Also be sure to follow me on Twitter at LucasTheWriter. I got fire takes, and even when I don't, I have fire retweets. And then also, as always, be sure to check out the Act Blue link in the description of this episode. Donation there will go to a collection of great causes that could really use your support right now. Shout outs, as always, to the supporters of this podcast, Tiffany Cole, Sucky Badger, and Sensual Richard Nixon. All right, what are we saying to people to help them get through the week? What is our closing note? Oh,
I think
you're on your own,
like
guys.
A C sharp.
You're in a C sharp kind of mood.
I know you said like, what note do we want to leave them with?
I was thinking B flat, but okay.
Yeah, that's a uplifting note. The note that its name
flat
spells phonetically B flat. You should be flat. That's a good one.
And this was a good episode. Goodbye, everybody.